Hello everyone, my name is Rick Nguyen, and this is take one of my YouTube video for Music 211. Today I'm going to be playing two classical guitar pieces, the first of which is Guárdame las Vacas by Luis de Narváez. It's a classical guitar standard, definitely a repertoire piece. It's probably one of the first recital pieces that I learned how to play. The reason I chose this particular piece is because of its historical significance, which I'll get into more detail about later after I play the piece for you. Well, I thought that was pretty good, considering I haven't played that piece in a while. A couple of missed notes here and there. But overall, you get the general idea of it, right? So I mentioned that it was historically significant, and the reasoning behind that is it's the first Romanesca that we know of. And Romanescas are pieces that have a repeated bass pattern. And usually it's 4 chords, 4-chord bass pattern. So with this particular piece, it goes from C to G to A, and then to E, and then back to C again, and it just repeats itself throughout the whole piece. So the next piece I'm going to play is similar to Romanesca, but it's called a Passacaille, and what a Passacaille is, it also has a repeated bass pattern, but on the top, on the melody line, it has a kind of like a theme and variations going on. So usually there are a lot of repeats, and this one definitely has a lot of repeats. It's a lot more ambitious than the last piece I played, not in terms of length, not just in terms of length. It's definitely longer to be sure, but it's also more difficult because the melodies are a little more complicated. And Passacaille is the title and the name of the genre, which I mentioned. But it's composed by Sylvius Leopold Weiss, who is a German lute composer of the Baroque era. And actually, I should probably mention the Guárdame las Vacas was composed around the mid-16th century, which chronologically puts it in the Renaissance era, but because it originates from Spain, it's actually hard to say what the style is, because at the time Spain was kind of isolated from the rest of the Western Europe, and but I played it like it was a romantic piece because it was actually based on a love poem. So I played with a lot of rubato and change of dynamics. The Passacaille is, because it's Baroque, I can't play it that way. It has to be pretty much metronomical. But because of the repeats, I don't want you to get bored to death, you know, so I'm gonna change the timbre a little, maybe mess around with the dynamics, but nothing too extreme. So this piece is Passacaille by Sylvius Leopold Weiss, and I should probably retune my 6th string down to D. While I'm retuning my guitar, I should probably tell you that Guardame las Vacas was in the key of C major, and it had a 6/4 time signature, which is unusual, but not too weird. The Passacaille I'm going to play is, it's 3/4. It's definitely 3/4, and like I said, it's Baroque, and there's really no tempo markings really, or dynamic markings. You kind of just have to figure it out. And oh, and so the piece is in D major, which explains why I'm retuning the 6th string to D here. I'm pretty close. There we go. So this is the Passacaille.